Succor, as in S-U-C-C-O-R, derives from the Latin word succorere. Succorere, which means literally to bring aid or to run to the rescue. About to get myself happy right there. Pastor Anthony, that's why I didn't put on the Air Forces today, because I had to have my running shoes on for this one. There have been times whenever I felt like God was slow rolling me. Make no mistake, God had better plans. He may not come whenever I want him to, but he's always right on time. If you don't believe me, just see Lazarus. He let Lazarus die before he showed up, but he showed up right on time to give Lazarus, a powerful resurrection testimony. Say amen, Pastor Cheryl. Say amen to me, Pastor Andrew J. Willis, watching us on the live stream comments right now. It must have felt like he was slow rolling you whenever you were sacrificing everything that you had so you could plant and sustain the River of Life Church, when you gave up your homes, when you gave up your cars. But didn't God show up right on time whenever he showed up and said, I'm going to buy you a house? Whenever he showed up and said, here's a car free of charge, you don't have to pay anything for it. God always shows up on time. Then there are times whenever I know God ran on our behalf. How about in 2017 after Hurricane Harvey, whenever they told us that 6 weeks will pass before the waters recede, and then and only then can you get that building ready for you to go back in there and have church. But would you believe it that within 4 weeks, Brother Will, we were right back in this building having church? That means the waters receded. We were able to clear everything out, make sure that it was good to go, make sure it was not a health hazard, and then God showed up running right in the midst of our situation. And he didn't just clear out this building of the floodwaters. No, he sent us help from all over the world. People to slap up the sheetrock that was damaged, people to give us money, people to help us rebuild this sanctuary out to where it needed to be. Every once in a while, God says, I am going to run to the rescue because I am a sucker for you. He wasn't done there. Whenever he started sending us offerings from around the world, that's whenever God runs to you. That's why whenever they ask us, why do you run in church? I run for Jesus because he first ran for me. He left the 99 and ran to my rescue. Whenever I was selling dope, whenever I was selling crack and cocaine out of the back of my car, whenever I was high on methamphetamines, whenever I was high on the bottle, whenever I was drunk off the liquor, whenever I put the needle in my arm, whenever I put the powder in my nose, whenever I was out there living for the world, Jesus ran to me and said, I've got a better way. Is there anybody else in this place today that can tell me that you have the same testimony? Is there anybody else in this place today that you can say, Jesus ran for you? Let me see you run up the score for Jesus. Why do you run in church? Because I have ran the race that was set before me, and I will run the race with endurance.